hours productivity. Do your best work at the right time. Your best work isn't random. It's rhythmic. If your output yo-yos, you don't need more willpower. You need better timings. Hi, I'm Andrea. I help ambitious female entrepreneurs build without burning out their nervous system. Today, we'll find your peak block, design your day around it, and end the habit of squeezing deep work into leftovers. Why do you sabotage at your best hour? Most of you schedule by availability, not capability. You would drop the deep work into your lowest clarity window and then call yourself undisciplined when it doesn't move. That's a self-betrayal loop. Bad timings. You miss, then you have shame and then avoidance. Shame is not a productivity tool. It's a shutdown signal. Now, your nervous system lens. Attention is state dependent. Picture that arousal, that peak time like a curve. Too low, you drift. Too high, you trash. Your best thinking lives in the mid zone when your prefrontal cortex has the time and the inner threat system is quiet enough to let you consider, not just protect. We want to know what your most challenging work is while living there. The goal is not more hours. It's the right hour. When your creativity lies, you do your best work and then your productivity wins. Erin was a creator coach. Before she called from 9:30 in the morning till noon, her dull zone, her deep work was crammed in the afternoons, where she made one long form video a week. But we discovered her peak time was from 11 to 12:30 noon. We moved calls to after 1:30 p.m. We labeled her day deep, bright, and on edge. 6 weeks later, she made 2 long-form videos weekly. Scripted time was halved, and the end of the day fog was dramatically reduced. She didn't become more disciplined. She got honest about timing. This deep work helped her. She found success with the client signing up to her program. Now, how do you define your peak block? Your peak block is 90 to 120 minutes when thinking feels light and time feels fast. It already exists. You've let the world sit on it. So for the next 3 days, notice, when do ideas feel obvious? When do decisions feel easy? And when does time disappear? Say it loud. My peak time is ... So I'd like you to open your resilient mind planner and you write your peak block time on the back of it. Guard it like a meeting with future self. That means your regulated nervous system is going to reset at that time, and it helps you be at peak with your productivity. Now, there's 3 modes for clean days. Deep, where you are an architect and you're designing your day. You're analyzing things of what you need to do when and how to be more productive, and you're drafting your client calls, your content, or your tasks. The next is bright. You're being social. So you're talking to clients, you're talking to your network, you're being verbal, and you're collaborative with your network or with your partners or with your team. And the third is edge. You have boundaries, you do admin. So you stick to those boundaries, no phone calls, no, people interrupting you. They're short, decisive tasks. Put the deep in your peak, it's called bright, and use the edge for the cleanup day so tomorrow starts clear. So what gets in the way? for you, and how are you going to fix it? Calendar clutter. If your peak is full of micro meetings, consolidate it. Move stand ups earlier or later to keep your peak sacred. Slack pings. Let a standing do not disturb peak block be on your status. So you teach your team what that means. That means you're being creative, you're being productive, you're doing the tasks that you have to do, and you're keeping yourself on track. Home interruptions. Post a door sign saying deep hour headphones, or do a public check-in with the family or housemate saying, I'm heads down until that time, then I'm all yours. Next is your self-betrayal loop. Name it and end it. So when you throw deep work into a low clarity slot, your body resists to protect you from that failing publicly. Then you shame the resistance. Your nervous system learns that you're unsafe with yourself, so it resists harder tomorrow. The fix isn't grit or more work, it's congruence. The right task at the right time and the right container. Remember that. The recitals at 3 a.m. founder. I worked with an agency owner, and before the stand-up was 9:30 in the morning. She was, doing things. Her proposals were 4 to 6 p.m. Very low energy. Her win rate was only 21%. So we shifted her stand-up to 9 a.m. Proposals moved from 10 to 11 a.m. And her peak, her edge hour was 4:30 to 5:30 before billing and boundaries. Her next quarter rate jumped from 21% to 34%. Her proposal cycle time became to 3 days, from 3 days to 1.5 days. Friday overruns went down to 70%. Strategy worked, not heroics. So night owls with no guilt. My other client, she was a tech consultant with a night chronotype. She was just always trying to overwork herself. So she forced a 6 a.m. deep work. Result was burnout, naps in the day, late nights rescues anyway. So what we did, we honored her reality. Her peak time was 8 to 9:30 p.m. Mornings were low stakes tasks. Sleep was from 11 to 7 in the morning. 8 weeks later, her deliverables were faster. Her weekends spillover was down and stress was down. And she didn't add hours. She made them honest. Now, parents and interrupted meetings. This is a hard one because if you're a product founder and a parent, your peak hour looks like late mornings because the school run broke the momentum. But what we did was we added a 7:15 to 7:45 primer. So to outline the bullets of what we were going to do. And then the school run. And then at 10:15 to 11:45 was peak time for drafting, for doing those essential tasks. 6 weeks later, the blank page time was down by 40%. 3 feature specs were shipped on schedule for the first time in 2 quarters. And if the mornings were noisy, we used the 5-minute reset ritual to enter quickly, and 5 minutes were by the next hour. Now, what are those objections, that you can have? But my clients only want mornings. So try to take strategy calls after 1:30 so you can get my best attention. Here's my next 2 windows. That's what you would say to the clients. I can't control my team. You can shape expectations when publish a weekly deep hour block. Invite people, your team, to batch questions for your edge hour. I don't know my peak. Track your energy, clarity, and mood so that for 3 days you know what patterns will show up fast. So, what are your protective habits? Prep your peak. Open your document, pre-type the headers, leave a first ugly sentence on there. Second is land your peak. One sentence summary for what moved. And the next micro step in bold. Last is do a weekly audit. Which tasks snuck into the peak? Move them. Now say with me, I don't squeeze deep work into leftovers. I give it my best hour. This is a fabulous sentence that you need to use. To label your deep, bright edge for 7 days and then bring this calendar to the free Reset and Rewire Masterclass. We will place your peak block in there so you'll be able to use your time wisely and more effectively and more productively. So if you want this architecture around your real energy, apply for the Inner CEO Rewire Accelerator. Thank you for watching. Bye for now. And see you on the next video to stop that consultant hustle, the pulse and the buffer productivity method. Thank you. Bye. See you later.